From running the faucets to pulling out every candle in the house, Talia Caravello is doing everything she can to get through this ice storm.
Even sleeping at night, it's still tough, no matter the layers.
So she pushed the blankets aside and drove around until they found this generator available in Spring Hill, spending around $1,500 for it, plus extension cords and space heaters.
It was literally right there with the wires going through.
But Talia says just hours after they got everything ready inside and fired it up, she got an email from their HOA management company, Metropolitan Properties.
Please remove it immediately.
Talia couldn't believe they were threatening to fine her, saying the generator was a fire hazard and doesn't fit their aesthetic.
Super angry because why is that even a possibility right now? Why do they care so much when people are just trying to stay warm and survive?
I've been reaching out to the property management company all day long, and they finally agreed to give Talia a one-time exemption so she can use that generator until the power comes back on. That's a big change from the letter sent to Talia that simply thanked her for helping to keep the Southview on Second Townhomes an attractive and desirable place to live.
It's super weird and upsetting because we need it, and obviously anyone wants to have power. I'd much rather get electricity back than have to use that forever.
Just wanting this winter storm to finally end. In Wedgwood, Houston, Brennan Tierney, WSMV4.
Our lows will get into the negatives, as low as -3 or 4.
Officials in Washington, D.C. warning the brutal winter weather isn't over.
Current forecast is for 10 days. This is going to be one of the top 5 longest running cold streaks on record.
This as Washington is still dealing with the crippling effects of the Arctic blast.
Very cold weather that has turned that snow and ice into solid, almost concrete-like conditions.
D.C. isn't alone, and the severe winter weather doesn't appear to be over. With millions of people in the U.S. already shivering amid the extended cold air outbreak, one of the longest in decades for some, it's likely to get more brutal in the coming days. The eastern half of the country is set to get hit with a new push of bitter air, making temperatures plunge even further Friday through Monday. Upwards of 200 daily cold temperature records could be broken as far south as Florida. Weekend temperatures could drop more than 30 degrees below normal in some areas, especially in the east, and in the south, which is still coping with massive power outages from the last dose of icy weather.
We're trying our best to get all of our three-phase major lines back on. The weather conditions, trees are still falling, limbs are falling.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Remaining snowfall and lingering freezing temperatures are giving regions used to the cold a run for their money. But in swaths of the South, where these conditions are typically rare, emergency crews still remain hard at work, clearing roadways and trying to restore power. In northern Mississippi, responders and tow trucks were busy clearing highways of 18-wheelers and other vehicles which have been stranded for days.
We are less than 100,000 Mississippians without power now, but we still have a long, long way to go.
With residents in several states still in the dark, some are taking shelter in warming centers.
Sleeping in the cold, eating in the cold, going to bed in the cold, and I just got I couldn't take the cold anymore.
Teams on helicopters hovered above power lines to make repairs.
I will tell you that we learn something in every storm.
In Tennessee, Brett Tuck, the owner of Brown's Diner in Nashville, tried making the best of his ongoing outage. With about 1,000 pounds of ground beef and other food about to go bad, Tuck and his team fired up their food truck to provide meals to their community members. Warming hearts in these chilly times.
I'm kind of assuming it might be a few more days at least before we get power back, so we're going to go out here and give away as much food as we can.
Even parts of the Sunshine State are shivering. Zoos have been using heaters to provide extra warmth to species not used to the bite. This as manatees gather in the shallows by a power plant where the waters are warmer.
Manatees cannot survive in water temperatures below about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Power plants, such as the one right here at Manatee Lagoon, help provide that clean, warm water resource that the manatees need.
Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
I'm meteorologist Reynolds Wolf coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. Population about 850,000, but when you bring in the metro area, it is well over 2 million people. 2 million people that'll be dealing with the wind, the snow, possibly 4 to 7 inches of snowfall in and around the greater Charlotte area, and roads may be an absolute mess. I can tell you, though, they've been out there treating the roads, over 80,000 miles of it around the state, managed by the state with a series of brine and salt. But still, even though they've been working really hard, the roads are going to be a huge mess all the way from the Piedmont, high elevation, clear on down to the Outer Banks, and certainly here in the Queen City of Charlotte. Reporting from Charlotte, North Carolina, Reynolds Wolf, the Weather Channel.
Winter temps here to stay for a while, and we're hearing a lot about how to protect your pipes from freezing. We've seen a viral claim online that you can protect your outdoor spigots by putting styrofoam cups over them. But does this hack actually work, or could it leave you with burst pipes? Let's verify.
Burst pipes can be a nightmare for homeowners, leading to thousands of dollars in water damage. So when people see a simple tip, like using a styrofoam cup to protect outdoor spigots, they want to know, does it really work? So, can you use a styrofoam cup to protect your outdoor spigots from freezing? Let's verify. Our source is Keith Scott, owner of Scott Plumbing. Here's what he had to say.
Styrofoam cup acts as an insulator. It traps a pocket of air on the inside, and then the styrofoam itself acts as a windbreaker to keep circulation of cold air and wind off the pipe.
So what items do you need and how do you set it up?
Styrofoam cup, stick, pen, pencil, rubber band, or a string. You're going to take your styrofoam cup, poke a hole in it, feed a rubber band or a string, attach it to the faucet, tighten it up, secure it, try to get all the air gaps out, and that's pretty much it. This is meant for in a pinch to get you by, mild winter conditions.
Scott says other methods of protecting your spigot include obtaining a frost-free faucet to cut the water off behind it or install a shutoff for the spigot. We also recommend that you disconnect all garden hoses from your outdoor spigots before freeze. If you leave a hose attached, water can get trapped in the line and freeze, which can cause the pipe to burst even if you have a cover on it. So we can verify that yes, a styrofoam cup can help protect an outdoor spigot from freezing by acting as a simple insulator and blocking wind. But experts say it's only a temporary fix. Not enough for long stretches of freezing or extreme cold.
If you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692.
What if the most powerful technology available could be used to detect the most common cancer? Well, that's what's being done right here at Memorial Sloan Kettering, where doctors are using AI to detect skin cancer. Listen.
I think AI is going to be a game changer for skin cancer detection in particular. I think the biggest thing that we need to do right now is test the technologies in their intended use setting so that we know how big a game changer they're going to actually be.
Already, AI is being used to make sense of the data from body scans. This 360 total photography machine uses 92 cameras to spot lesions, producing high-res pictures that doctors interpret using AI. AI now powers an app to replace a handheld scanning device that doctors use to zoom in on problem areas. A light-powered microscope can see below the skin's surface, giving about an 80% accuracy rate in detecting melanoma. That's the most serious skin cancer and a diagnosis some 105,000 people get every single year. MSK executives have teamed with ChatGPT, but not exclusively, and the company sees a wide range of uses for AI, like speeding up clinical trials, freeing up physicians from time-consuming paperwork, and automating back-office tasks like supply chain management. Listen.
I don't know that we can ever walk back to a pre-ChatGPT era. But now that it's here, and this pilot is one concrete step in this direction, how do we make sure that it's used responsibly?
Already, 40 million Americans are turning to ChatGPT every single day to check in on their health. Doctors here at MSK say that's all well and good, but if you're facing a life-threatening disease, be sure to include a human element.
They're often linked to car crashes or contact sports, but concussions can happen to anyone, even young children.
The vast majority of young kids, preschool age, are injured just in falls.
Dr. Sean Rose with Nationwide Children's Hospital says because young children don't always have the words to share their symptoms, concussions are often missed or misdiagnosed. And he says because of that, about 1 in 4 children younger than 6 years old who suffer a concussion will develop prolonged symptoms.
You need to correctly diagnose a concussion and make sure that there's appropriate time for the brain to heal before going back into activities that might put you at risk for another injury.
Rose is lead author of a new paper which found that when children between the ages of 0 to 6 years old suffer a concussion, it can lead to symptoms like behavioral changes, excessive irritability, appetite changes, decreased socialization, stomach aches, and increased dependence or clinginess.
These symptoms can affect their daily lives. They can affect participation in things like daycare or school if they're in school at that point. They can also affect parent-child interactions.
Rose says anytime a concussion is suspected, see a doctor because identifying symptoms early can help the child avoid long-term problems.
If these are not instituted early on, then symptoms can often continue longer than they typically would.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It was important to pick up immediately where we left off.
Noah Centineo is going back to the beginning. The Recruit star is set for the title role in John Rambo, an origin story for the character famously played by Sylvester Stallone. Production on John Rambo has begun in Bangkok, Thailand.
I feel like today everything has to grab you so quickly.
Phil Dunster has grabbed onto a role in How to Train Your Dragon 2. The Ted Lasso and Surface actor has been cast as Eret, the self-proclaimed finest dragon trapper alive. Mason Thames returns as Hiccup in the live-action sequel, which is due in theaters in June of 2027.
I'd like to walk you through for a few minutes my life and how I got here today.
Emmy and Tony winner Mandy Patinkin has had quite a life, and now he's set to play a role that's been around even longer. Patinkin has been cast as Odin, the All-Father, in God of War. The Prime Video series, based on the popular video game, is now in pre-production in Vancouver. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Hey. It's all right.
Yoshi is ready for his close-up. Teased at the end of the original Super Mario Bros. Movie, Mario's dinosaur companion looks to be a central part of the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie jumps into theaters April 1st. Welcome to Umami Grove. The VR game drops players into a world where they can explore their environment, gather ingredients, and cook them. Previously available via Steam, Umami Grove is out now for PlayStation VR 2.
All I ever wanted was to touch eternity for an instant.
There is serious climbing to experience in Cairn. If you've ever wanted to try free solo climbing without worrying about the effects of gravity, Cairn is playable now on PC and PlayStation 5. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Did you know that you can get weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus? Here's how. Go to Fox 54 Plus on your Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or Samsung. Once you're on the main screen, push the down arrow and click on the Fox 54 Plus Weather Impact 24/7 block. Here, you'll find radar, current temperatures and conditions, traffic cams, forecasts, and more, all available on demand. Want to get back to the main channel? Just push the down arrow and click on the 24/7 stream button. It's your weather impact updates 24/7 on Fox 54 Plus. Start streaming today.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then, stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9, featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush, fast-paced news updates featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide, the Tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True Crime Warrior Style? Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the Fox 54 News app, available on Android and iOS devices, streaming 24/7.